You never have to wait to start over. You never have to wait to release what no longer serves you. You never have to wait for permission to love yourself. You are loved, complete, and perfect as you are. When we release what no longer serves us and we lift it up to the light and we let it stay up there and we call in who we are, which is pure love and spirit, it's time to live your life. So I hope this little story encourages you to let go of what no longer serves you and to walk into God's light. I have a great story about energy, and it's how it came in fierce and it changed. And it's a cute story about this woman. She was about 85 years old, and she came with her daughter and a friend to our farm and stayed on our property. And you could tell from the moment that the woman walked out that she was not happy to be here. And she didn't know what she was getting into. Her daughter said this would be her birthday present for her, to take her to come see me. And she's like, not into it. And so the minute that she walked on our property, I felt like almost a dark cloud walking on our property. And I thought, this is interesting. And so she goes into our vintage trailer, because that's where they were going to be staying. And right when she walked into the vintage trailer, this box, this electrical box fell and literally just missed her head. And I was like, that is so weird. And then she goes to turn on the microwave and it blew the power out. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. And then a little gust of wind came and blew one of the umbrellas across the yard. And I know enough about energy to know, like, okay, something's going on. There's something that doesn't want to be here. And it was her. And basically, so I was like scrambling, getting things together. So I put the umbrella back, I put the little electrical box thingy back, and I got the electricity running in the home. So I brought the two girls and the beautiful woman to my office, and I'm teaching, and I always try to teach and train people exactly what they're going to do: the fascial stretch, the Reiki, the grief and trauma counseling, the breathing, and all the things that I use to help bring in a healing mode. And as I was explaining to her and these girls all about what they're going to be going through, this woman has got her arms crossed and she is not wanting to be here. So she said to me, I'm not going to get a treatment. And she had her arms crossed. And I said, you don't have to have one. That's fine. She goes, I don't want one. And the girls, the daughter and the other lady were like, oh, come on, Mom, just do it. She's like, no. And I said, no, that's fine. So we go back to the tiny home, and the electricity goes out one more time. And by this time, I'm like, this is not anything that's ever happened. We've had tons of people come. This is obviously an energy block. So I just had to take a step back, brought one of the girls in, got her a treatment, had a beautiful session. She came out glowing and feeling a total shift of energy. And so she was done. The other lady came in, gave her treatment. She came out feeling glorious and great. And she went out. And so by the time that the two were out, I think the mother was thinking, they're changed. They're in a better mood than I am. They go out to dinner, they come back, and they sleep. And the next morning, I am walking my dogs, and the woman comes to me and says, I want a treatment. And I said, okay, that's great. I'm glad. Perfect. I'll see you at 9 o'clock. She met me in my office, and she's all just out of sorts. And she gets on the table. I lay her down on her stomach, and she starts to confess things that she has never told anyone in her life. She goes, I have never told anyone this. It was a story of her life that she'd kept in her body, hidden for 60, 70 years. I think it happened when she was like 15. And so it was tears, and it was the story. And by then I'm thinking, this woman doesn't need a fascial stretch right now. She just needs divine energy coming in. So I flip her over, I lead her on the guided meditation up to the light, up to where she sits in the throne of our Creator. And she is I thought she was passed out. And next thing I know, she goes, Jesus is here. I said, oh, what is he saying? And then she passed out again. So I just go and I put my hands on her body in different pressure point, acupuncture point marks and on her meridians. And I get her energy through God's, power, get the energy running through her body. So I'm doing my work. She's checked out. She's out seeing Jesus. When I'm done, I bring her back in, and she sits up and she says, I am forgiven. None of that was my fault. I've lived my entire life with this guilt and this shame. And when I was up sitting in the throne of our Creator, God told me I am forgiven and loved. And today is the first day of the rest of my life. And I just smiled and I said, I am so thankful you trusted me to go on this journey. And it is a very spiritual journey, a very spiritual healing, what I do. And it was so beautiful. And she went from this dark tension to this beautiful, if I could describe it like almost like my shirt, a lavender color. She just had this beautiful aura around her. And as we're walking out of my office, the girls, her daughter and her friend, were sitting on our swings about 800 to 1,000 yards away. And they said, "You are glowing." They yelled that. And we get up there and they said, "You are glowing and look like a different person." And she said, "Today is the first day of the rest of my life." You never have to wait to start over. You never have to wait to release what no longer serves you. You never have to wait for permission to love yourself. You are loved, complete, and perfect as you are. When we release what no longer serves us and we lift it up to the light and we let it stay up there and we call in who we are, which is pure love and spirit, it's time to live your life. So I hope this little story encourages you to let go of what no longer serves you and to walk into God's light. Thank you and have a great day.